Hello, everybody. It's me, Demetra Kaye, and this is the Demetra Kaye Show, where we promote Black love, knowledge, and understanding of all things that go on in the Black community to make us an even better people, with the emphasis on even, because we're great people, but we can always strive to do better. Like I said, big giant thank you, hello, and welcome to Donovan, a recovering Democrat Sadiq, also known as the Black Yul Brenner. Always bald today, bald tomorrow, bald forever. Unless he put a wig on. He done got the man units and stuff. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, I don't have my green screen again. There's something wrong with the system here. My nephew, who is an IT aficionado, is going to work on it for me later. So maybe tomorrow I'll have my image back up. If not, I'll just take it down and just put some pretty pictures or something back there. I don't know. We'll see. Nevertheless, we are not live, if I did not say that. We're going to spend some time talking about the fallout from the campaign of Kamala Harris, and that we know she spent 1.2. No, I'm sorry. Yeah. She raised $1.2 billion, spent over that because she's still $20 million in debt after raising that kind of money. Of course, we're learning from FEC filings, because that's what candidates have to do, who she gave money to. One of those people is that of Roland Martin, who was speculated that he got some money, but no, now we know for sure. But we're going to get a little bit into that. Donovan, what say you?
I say welcome back, you guys, to the podcast. We are not live again. I want to thank Demetra for having this great conversation as we keep doing what we're doing. But let's clean up our dishes here a little bit. If you want to donate to the channel and keep these great conversations going, there's a scrolling banner at the bottom, and you can do that by Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, cash, money orders, however you guys want to do it. It keeps these great conversations going. If my laptop is moving, it's because my dog, Benny, is at the bottom here pulling on the power cord. So anyway, do us a favor. The African Diaspora News Channel app, you guys can get that at Google Play and the Apple Store. The reason why we are promoting that so much is the mere fact that, as we have seen MSNBC and the major news networks, they are failing and losing their punch. And a lot of their contributors are now going to start coming down to the YouTube channel and to be with us. And the best way that we can control our content and say what we want to say and not have the revolution be televised is to go to this app, and you can download a Google Play, Apple Store, or you can go to YouTube, sign up, become a member. I do the annual membership. Not only do you get the African Diaspora News Channel, you also get the Emancipation channel as well, and the different aspects within there, and a lot of content creators are producing within that channel, and you can get information that is going all over the world in regards to the African Diaspora News Channel. So go ahead and sign up, download, and become a member and subscribe. This is very interesting, Demetra, as we're going to talk about this, because $1.2 billion raised and she lost. And the thing is, as we are finding out, a lot of these people, did they really believe in Kamala Harris's campaign, or are they paid agents? I mean, there's a difference between being, it's like when you go into court, there's a difference between being a expert or just a witness, right? You just say, hey, I'm just here, this is what I saw, whatever. But usually when you go into court, you have to pay these experts to give their professional opinions about whatever. So a lot of these so-called stars who have outright denied and lied in our faces that they didn't get any money. Okay, Oprah, you own Harpo Productions. That's you, but you said you didn't get paid directly. It's a technicality, but you own Harpo Productions. Did you really believe in Kamala Harris and her policies, or were you just there to get a check? So we're going to talk about that as we get into it.
So yes, indeed, a lot of discovery is coming out, and as to who got money. Again, she raised $1.2 billion and is in debt $20 million. And people are talking about, they're getting emails and stuff saying, hey, will you please help donate, or whatever the case is. So it sounds like they're still trying to raise the money. Now, Trump went on a Twitter shortly after it was discovered that she was in debt $20 million and said, hey, the Republicans, we need to pay it because we have the money. We have plenty of money left over from our campaign, so we should pay it. Now, whether they'll do that, I don't know. But nevertheless, yes, there's always been speculated that the Boule crowd, if you will, got money. But now we know for sure, and it's slowly but surely trickling out. Now, this is from, it sounds like the Beacon or maybe the Times. And I've seen a lot of other publications talk about it. So firstly, I saw Fox News, and it says Kamala Harris interviewers receive large campaign donations to their groups ahead of sit down. Now, I highlighted where it says FEC filings show organizations run by Al Sharpton. We talked about that last week. And there it says Roland Martin received payments from the Harris campaign ahead of their interviews with the Democratic candidate. So I took some excerpts from the article, and it says the campaign also gave $350,000 payment to New Vision Media on September 9th, according to FEC filings, first reported by the Times. Now, I saw another publication say it was $50,000, so not quite sure if it's $350,000 or $50,000, but nevertheless, Roland got money. Now, New Vision Media is a media company run by journalist Roland Martin. Martin spent roughly 30 minutes, which I think most of us saw was very bland and boring interview. Minutes interviewing Harris on the streaming program in October. So that was on YouTube, right? That's why I saw it. And then it says the former CNN contributor told the Times the payment was for advertising. Okay. Now he is quoted as saying it should have been a hell of a lot more, right? It says more should have been spent on Black-owned media. Now at the bottom it says, according to the Free Beacon, the Harris campaign gave $5.4 million to Black and Latino advocacy groups in their effort to add more of these voters. And then, until I guess her, let me see if I can move this to her coalition. Okay. That's what that says. So I'm going to take this down. So he says it was for advertising. I'm like, well, what did you advertise? That's what my question is. What exactly did Roland Martin advertise? Now, as it says, he interviewed her for 30 minutes. We saw it. He didn't really press her on nothing. Answer the same stuff that most people asked her to that point. It was kind of like right before the election took place. Nothing earth-shattering or nothing like that. It was 30 minutes. It was more like coffee and tea and crumpets, grandma cookies if you're rolling, because he likes those. Because he said, the only reason why I know he likes those cookies is because he was going after PepsiCo for not spending money with Black-owned media, right? So he was like, we should boycott grandma cookies. They're my favorite cookies. And then, we need to boycott. I was like, man, ain't nobody boycotting grandma cookies because you're probably one of the few people that really eat them, okay? Nevertheless, so he's always been kind of on a tangent about not Black-owned media spaces not getting these advertisement dollars. So again, what was Roland advertising for Kamala? Is the interview considered an advertisement? If that's what he's saying, I get it, because it was really a softball interview. I thought when you interview candidates for the president or any candidate, you kind of want to press them a little bit, right? Kind of draw out answers and things that no one else did. But again, you could have really had a V8 opposed to watching that interview. And the other thing is, I'll put this back up here. $5.4 million to Black and Latino advocacy groups. So they got a measly $5.4 million between both groups. Now, from what I saw a week ago, it looks like they being a Harris campaign, sorry if I'm freezing up a little bit, they spent like over almost $700 million on advertisement alone. That's what I understand. But Roland, along with some other people and some Latino groups, y'all got $5.4 million. So y'all sold yourself for $5.4 million. And I agree with Roland. It should have been a hell of a lot more, but why did you do it? Why did you do it for the 350? You know what I mean? So what did you advertise? And I don't know, like, what are we doing here, Donovan?
Well, again, this goes to show you that everybody has a price, and the price of Black freedom and Blacks getting what they want in this country is for sale. And these people that we send to Congress to do our business, they're there as gatekeepers. This just shows these are the gatekeepers. If somebody's paying me to interview them, of course, I'm not going to hardball questions to them and things of that nature. I mean, the question that I have is, did she really know these people? Al Sharpton talk about, well, I know Kamala Harris, whatever the deal is. Do you really know her? Just because you meet somebody in passing, an acquaintance, doesn't mean you necessarily know them. And if a person's paying you, why would somebody that a friend of yours, pay you like that? To speak on their behalf. Like I said, the only person I would really believe that did not get paid to endorse her would be Cardi B, because she's stupid, in my opinion. She's a stupid woman. I mean, it is what it is. She comes from the streets. She's a street urchin. She does street things. Like I said, here's a woman that admitted she drugged men and robbed them. And, it has the law come and handled her, investigated her. Has anybody counseled her? No. You know why? Like we said on the show the other day, men are held accountable all the time. Women are not. There's a standard in how justice is built out, because the women goes to, I'm a mom, I got to call my kids. That's their go-to when they're in trouble. But anyway, it is a shame that that this woman had to pay people to back her. But what does that say about the Kamala Harris campaign? Look at 2019. It's almost the exact same situation. When you've got to pay people to endorse you, number one, that says right off the bat, you are a very bad candidate. You are manufactured from the ground up. And it showed in her interviews. She stuck to the talking points. She couldn't pivot. She didn't look comfortable. I mean, every mistake you could make when it comes to a campaign, this in the 2019 one is it. Demetra, you're in, God, I'm having a brain fart here. You're in public policy and public relations. This would be an ideal example of how not to run a campaign. Every mistake you could make, this woman made it. $100,000 to redo a podcast in a hotel because you didn't feel like traveling over there. To turn down the Joe Rogan podcast, it's just ridiculous. But I was under the impression that the Talented Nine and the Boule and the fraternities and sororos, they were all going to come out and, oh, I'm with her and all this other stuff. I sent you the Ricky Smiley thing. They're still fear-mongering. These people, you lost the election.
About that on the live show.
On the live show. Okay, great. But, they're still doing these things in regards to, rather than admitting we really had a bad candidate. Is she a bad candidate because she's a woman? Could be. It could be, but we doubt that, because you had Tulsi Gabbard, you had Hillary Clinton. This particular Hindu woman was just a bad candidate. And for her, who's supposed to be a Black woman, only to give Black media $5.4 million tells you a lot. And it's also coming out that a lot of these advisors and people that were advising her in the Democratic scheme, they basically put up advertising companies and consulting firms overnight and got some of that money, allegedly.
Yeah, that's news to me. But going back to Mr. Martin there, what happened to the standard on business? You know what I mean? You know that they were not paying, Kamala's campaign were not giving Black advertising firms hardly any money at all. That was said months ago, maybe a month or so into her campaign, because she had about 107 days to, campaign or whatever the case is. But you knew that she wasn't spending money with Black firms. And then you let her come give you 350 or 50,000, whatever it is, right? I agree. It's peanuts. Because the crazy part is this: Black media, now not true Black media, not us, but your Roland's, Ricky's, DLs, and all them other people, they went, and Steve Harvey's, they went the hardest in the paint for Kamala Harris. They went the hardest, and she gave you here. That's what she did. Here. That's what she did, and y'all let her do it. And y'all went toe to toe. You calling Black people stupid, idiot, morons, and all kinds of stuff. You did the most for the least. And she gave these white firms a whole lot of money, and they were allowed to place the ads on Black, radio stations or whatever it was. She paid the white firms the lion's share of the advertising, gave y'all peanuts, and you went hard to pay, probably compromising your brand, because I'm sure there's a lot of Black people who looked at them sideways, like, y'all sold y'all behind for that. Wow, y'all cheap. You cheap. I don't know. Was there a promise that they were going to get in somewhere? She got into the White House. I doubt that, because we saw her campaign staff. They was damn near lily white, right? So was she promising Roland and them a role somewhere? But why did you sell yourself so cheap? Now, as loud as Roland is, as loud as I am right now, I know I'm loud, okay? But as loud as he is, he called everybody else but to the carpet. But I never heard him give her campaign but I don't follow Roland like that too, so maybe I could be mistaken. But did he give her a full-throated holler session like he does with everybody else for stiffing, and I'm not being nasty, black media the way she did? Did he do that? And did he give her the grandma cookie treatment? Did he go hard on Kamala? You know, it ain't right. It's black media, and you know, black media need advertise. Did you do all that to her? I don't know. Is he doing it now? I don't know. I haven't heard that he's doing it now, but she gave you peanuts, and you could not stand on business. Because I'm gonna tell you, me right now, if I was in his shoes and I was a CNN contributor and I had my own talk show and things like that on a major network at one point in time, you wouldn't be able to give me no $350,000 to crash out like that. No, ma'am. I'm gonna need a couple of more zeros on there, because I know the white firms got that and they ain't doing half of what I'm doing. They're not busting blood vessels, cussing people out every day on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and everywhere else I could go. And he followed this woman around her campaign. So I don't know, was that for what the money's for? But he said advertising. So what did you advertise but you selling yourself on Bissonnet for Kamala for next to nothing? What did you advertise?
You know, since we're talking about this in regards to this advertising, you know, they're complaining about the new black media. It was a part of the reason why they lost the election and stuff like that. Let's give it to Kamala Harris, because she did hit the demographics of the numbers of black people that she was supposed to hit. She did hit, they said, what, 91% of black women voted for her, 78% of black men voted for her. So she hit the demographics, what she's supposed to hit. The majority of the black people that they wanted to brainwash and fool and cajole actually voted the way that they were supposed to vote. So for the $350, that's $350,000 that Roland got. I mean, that's a discount and well spent by the Kamala Harris campaign, because, you know, she was going to get those votes anyway. She was going to get, that's what I'm saying. She was going to get those votes anyway. There's no way, if I was her advisor, I would say, pay Roland $3 million when I know I'm going to get the black vote, at least 80 something percent of the black vote, regardless of what I do and how I do it. So we do know that for a fact. But they do this. They set up these firms. Jim Clyburn is a prime example. His daughters don't know crap about politics, but yet they are known as advisors and political, you know, people. And that's a way that they can funnel money, which is what they're calling it. It's basically what you call money laundering in a sense, to funnel money, not to the candidate, but you funnel it through his family. Maxine Waters does it all the time. Her daughter distributes pamphlets and stuff in regards to Maxine Waters, and she gets paid what, $800,000 to do that. You know, so it's nothing new in the political scheme of how they're doing this. The question is for them to crash out. I haven't heard one word from D.L. Hughley. I haven't even seen him. I haven't seen. Go ahead. Yeah, I haven't seen D.L. Hughley. I haven't seen Steve Harvey. All of these people, Ricky Smiley just recently came out. We're going to talk about that on the later show. And, you know, where are these people that were just, you know, now they disappear. Once the work is done and they've gotten paid, they disappear. And, you know, I mean, D.L. Hughley, for him to crash out the way he did, and then when he talked at the DNC, where they were doing human sacrifices, at least that's what I call it. People say, what are you talking about, human sacrifices? When you bring an abortion truck in front of the DNC and you're doing procedures, that's a human sacrifice, in my opinion. And, you know, he's sitting here talking all this mess. And then now she overwhelmingly got beat the way she did to spend that type of money Demetra, as a public relations person, does that even add up to get beat that badly? That means your campaign was a disaster. And it has nothing to do with time. It has nothing to do with time, because she didn't have to take that position. She did not have to take it. And if she was smart, she wouldn't have. But she got tore from the frame up. She, 5 times she spent more than Donald Trump? And they lost everything. It's one thing if you held the House, or you held the Senate, or you won the presidency. You didn't win anything. This backlash that is now coming out, and now all of this boule has resorted to fear-mongering now. Because the last thing I heard about Roland, he was talking about how gloom and doom is going to happen and all this other stuff. And, you know, it's just crazy. And big up to you, Demetra. I was watching a video where you were holding somebody to task. I forgot what candidate it was. I think it was the CBC or whatever. And you were saying how they're so quick to do for other groups, but then when you hold them to task to say, what have you done for the group that you're supposed to represent, there's nothing there. And here we are worried about people who are illegal coming into this country and mass deportations. What is the example of mass deportation? Mass deportation could be 5 people. You know, it just depends on, you know, what your interpretation of that thing is. So why should we be worried about people who came here illegally? You know, it's almost lunacy how they got us thinking. We want to okay somebody breaking the law and letting them stay here, but yet let a Black person do something, whatever. Oh, he's got to be held to the full account of the law, and so on and so forth. And this is what people are getting away from. And you don't hear Roland Martin or any of these Black boule outlets talking about any of this. Where is the president of the Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority? Where are the presidents of these people with their statements? Because they put their chapters out there for no reason and have really given them a black eye. Because what really bothers me about this campaign, not just the Roland Martins and stuff like this, is the fact that this woman is supposed to be part of the Divine Nine and all of this other stuff. And she went to Howard University. You don't even hear Spike Lee. Where's Spike Lee at? Silence. But I'm more embarrassed of the fact, and I question, this woman supposedly went to Howard. She could not speak. She could not do an interview, but you better thank a union member for this, for that. I question what the hell is going on in these HBCUs if this is the type of product that you are putting on the field that is supposed to be something that we as Black people are supposed to aspire to.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem with people necessarily going to HBCUs or anything like that. I have a problem with, you know, people cheapening themselves. You know what I mean? The word that I want to use, I will not use on here because I don't want to get in trouble. But it's the equivalent of standing on the corner, and you know, hey, you ready for a good time, and you know, you do it for $2 or whatever the case is. That's what it is. You know, like I said, Roland gave Grandma Cookie and PepsiCo more smoke than he did Kamala for, you know, giving him that. She threw him a bone. But she really should have threw him some grandma cookies and he probably would have been happier, you know, to be quite honest. And as far as campaign nepotism, I don't have a problem with that either. You know, as far as Maxine and them giving their kids jobs and all that, because that's what white people do. But I guarantee you one thing, them white people ain't going to be taking no $300 or $50,000 or $500 or $50,000 or whatever and doing all that work. You know what I mean? You're doing, that's the problem I have with it. I agree. If Kamala would have spent more money, I think, with Black media, she might have got further. But to your point, who are you trying to convince? Because the people that follow Ricky and Roland them, they already bought in. They already Democrat, do or die till I die, vote blue no matter who that they are. Who are you convincing? That money actually should have been spent with people like us or people like somebody else. Obviously, you have to give us a real message because we true to this, right? We're not going to sell out for nothing, okay? We're not going to sell our people a pipe dream because we getting a piece of the pie. And that's what they did. You know, They took a little piece of the pie to sell a pipe dream. But again, you weren't influencing anybody. And that's kind of where, if I was on her campaign team, I'd have been like, don't get them nothing. Because they're going to do the work for free. Now, come on now. If we talking business, they're going to do the work for free. They're going to do it if you just wink it. You smile at them and, hey, Roland, I'm calling you. Ricky, I'm just calling on the radio. They're going to do it for free because they love you like that. I don't know why, but they do. Don't give them nothing. But we need to try to get a hold of these people that have the ear of the couch sitters, the ear of the people who are thinking about voting for Trump, the ear of the people who might look at a Jill Stein or somebody else or write themselves. We need to be talking to them and seeing what we could do to get a hold of their audience, right? But it was just pedaling backwards. But if I'm her campaign team, I heard all of the rumblings of, oh, that's not right. They're not helping Black media. Give them something, okay? What can we get? Listen, we got $102 billion or $1.2 billion. We're going to spend $700 million. Give Al Sharpton $500,000. You think he'd be okay with that? Yeah, because he like to stand on the corner for nothing. What about Roland? He'll do it for even less, right? Give him $350. That's what happened. And they were happy to take it. So again, it was wasted money. Roland's already on the team, and I guarantee you she come back in 2028, or whoever comes back in 2028, he's gonna be right there, bells, whistle, ringing and everything else. But the other
no, that ain't gonna happen because Donald Trump's gonna tear up the Constitution on January 20th. So it's not gonna happen. Right. Nobody's doing that.
It's fear mongering, you know what I mean? But but then and then the other thing to that is, are y'all fear mongering for free? Are you getting paid? Because if she would have paid me $350, I'd be like, my job is done. The day the election was ended and you conceded, yeah, my job is done. I'm not gonna say nothing else. I'm gonna go on to some other things. But are y'all getting paid to fearmonger people? Again, who are you fearmongering to? Your base is already scared. Your base already believes that Trump is the Antichrist and the hole is gonna open up and anything. And then when I say these people, I'm talking about Christians who was voting for abortion. You know what I mean? That's a whole different type of conversation, but it was wasted money on her behalf because I wouldn't have paid Roland nothing. I wouldn't have paid, I don't know if Ricky did or anybody, I wouldn't have paid them nothing because they going to do it for free.
Exactly, because she hit the numbers. When I looked at the numbers, they hit the numbers. So why even pay these people? You're going to get that black vote no matter what.
Yeah, so they were going to do it for free. They're going to crash out for absolutely nothing. Did you see any white people crashing out the way they did? You see these other, you didn't see nobody crashed out the way Roland did. And the other thing is, I would have been like, wait a minute, Roland, hold on a second now. I didn't gave you a good money. I can't have you calling people stupid and simple Simons because that's not how they go. We need you to be nice. But that's why I just think they just gave it to him here. He gonna give him some stash up on some grandma cookies and he'll be happy.
I mean, he really needs to be thankful he got anything at all. I mean, because she didn't need to do that. And like I said, you're in public relations. You're going to get that black vote regardless. That civil rights era people, they're going to vote regardless. You can tell a civil rights person, your grandkids are going to be turned out and turned into boys and boys turned into women and women turned into men. They were still going to vote Democrat, no matter what. So if it was me, I would have said, nope, we ain't got to spend no money on the black vote. We're going to get that vote regardless. That's how much the base of the Democratic Party is, and we've been taken for granted so damn long. You don't need to give him any money. I would have said, Roland, nah, and see what he's gonna do. If he says, well, but if y'all ain't gonna give me no money, but I'm gonna talk for the Republicans, then I would have probably done something. But like you said, the money would have been better spent dealing with the grassroots media, the new black media. That would have been better spent. But then again, another problem with her campaign was she overspent the money. I mean, come on. The filings are coming out. $15,000 on DoorDash, $4 million on private jets. I mean, this was a city girl vice president trying to do a city girl. I mean, all this money, these concerts, and this was the worst campaign I've ever seen. You're running on joy and abortion. Okay, I'm a political person. I've been thinking about her campaign and trying to analyze, and I'm thinking, how could you told people talking points to spin that. So if I came to you, Demetra, and I said, I want you to get out there. Nobody cares about your coochies, ladies. Nobody cares. I mean, we care to get in it, but we don't care. You know, we don't care about abortion. We just don't. Men, you lost half you turned off half the base right there, because it isn't about you, ladies. It's about eating. It's about gas prices. It's about rent. It's about illegal immigration. It's about inflation. You guys are last on the list, and your right to delete your children. I just don't understand, you know, the way this thing was run, the way it was financed. It doesn't matter. And then that one Chinese lady that's coming out saying that she was told specifically that they were going to win, to her donors, the people that she asked for money and stuff. And then now she's $20 million in debt. She's not conceding the election, even though on her post, she's kind of saying for like these close elections, most of these elections have been called. And it's just another grift. You know, we say Donald Trump is grifting, but guess who's grifting as well? It's good cop, bad cop. And we've been saying this for 2 years? Both parties. It's good cop, bad cop. There's no difference.
Yeah, and with that, Kamala could have just said, listen, Roland, after the inauguration, meet me at the back door. I'm going to have a to-go plate for you. He would have been happy with that, you know. I wouldn't even promise him to come into the inauguration. They're going to give up a good seat for you. You know what I mean? That's usually how they treat people like that. It's like, where's your shame, man? But as far as the donors are concerned, yeah, they told you have to tell the donors that you're going to win, you know? But the donors were stupid. You forgive my brashness, but the donors were stupid. Like you couldn't put 2 and 2 together and say, she's running on joy. She's running on vibes. She's having concerts. Megan Thee Stallion just shook her ass, you know. And then Beyonce got up there and gave 4-minute sentence or speech that nobody can even remember what she said. Cardi B got up there and was illiterate and reading from a phone illiterate. So if I'm a donor, I would have put those together like, we're going to lose. We're going to lose. And she's making the you know, women's wounds the battle cry of why we need to win. That, you know, that's what I would have said as a donor, right? Like me and Donovan, we invest in things. You don't go dump your stuff in stuff it's a loser. Unless you're trying to short the stock or something like that, but you don't go invest in loser stuff. I don't care what it is. We should invest in people who are losers. Real estate that's losers. Anything that's a loser, we should not invest in. And the donors, I don't know why they believe she was going to win. Like, is there something y'all that you wasn't telling people? Was y'all going to do a little technology? Like, what was going on to where y'all thought that she was going to win? Netflix gave, I think it was $50 million. They donated to something. Y'all gave all this money. What did you think was going to win? Y'all believed the hype, didn't you? You believed that, oh gosh, the people are just happy to bring the joy back into the politics and all that. I'd have said, okay, wait a minute now. Before I give you this $50 million, because I'm going to lose some subscribers, okay? I know some people going to be mad with me. Are people excited about joy and vibes? Do they really think that they can eat and drink and pay bills with joy and vibes? You sitting up there, Kamala, demonizing Trump because he was born wealthy and you got money, you're wealthy too, you know? So that was the donors' problem. Like, and I know they probably bit all their damn nails off toward the end, especially when she started to get out there and she was interviewing and they was like, this lady can't string 2 sentences together. We'd rather hear about her seasonless greens in the tub than to keep hearing about, all of our neighbors' lawns were pristine. And, we all grew up in a nice neighborhood where we watched each other's kids. And, it's like, but then to back to Roland, it's like you saw Kamala do all of that. And listen, I'm one of those people, I'm not going to take away from Roland's accomplishment. I think he's a very accomplished man. But you did the same thing everybody else did. In a sense, you didn't do Kamala any favors, right? If that's your home girl and you say she is, why didn't you really ask her some questions that you really could have gotten her to get people to think other things? Because you could go to any comment section of these interviews where people interviewed her. Everybody was in there mocking. Oh, we grew up in a middle-class home. My mom was a single. But that's what everybody said, because even before the interview started, because they knew that's what it was going to be, and that's what it was. I was Roland, I would have asked her something really pertinent to the people out, because you have to imagine people outside of your regular audience was going to watch. So I would have asked her some things that could have piqued the interest of people who might not have wanted to vote for, but they went along with Steve Harvey. I believe they probably all got talking points. I'm a live hood of questions. Oh, it's going to be a softball interview. And then back to Joe Rogan, he said she didn't want him to ask him about any marijuana at all. They want to talk about it, but Joe Rogan, yeah, he's got a lot of money, but he didn't acquiesce her because he said she was already going to be in Texas. So it wasn't like it was a stretch. But she wanted him to go to her. It's like, yo, chick, you in Texas already. So why can't you just come to Austin? That's a very short ride.
Right. And this is my platform.
Yeah. So you're not going to tell me what to do. Trump came, everybody else came, and they had a conversation with me for 3 hours or whatever. She wanted to do 30 minutes or whatever it was. I don't know. But yeah, he was like, nah, I don't need to interview you that bad. See, it would have behooved her to go on something like that. Because I know Joe Rogan probably wouldn't have said so.
Yeah, the Call Me Daddy podcast, she hasn't even broke 1 million yet.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So these low budget view interviews, somebody like Kamala, but if she would have had Trump on there, it would have broke the internet. I believe that it would have. Like when Joe Rogan, that one went through the roof.
Over 50 million views and counting. 54. I think it's at 54 million.
Yeah, but they didn't do none of them. Roland, I doubt you'll watch this, but you didn't do Kamala any favors. You hurt Kamala because you was trying to be too cool for school and being that's your home girl, and you didn't want to put, y'all, but y'all say she's smart. If she's smart, she should have been able to answer any question you gave her on the fly. But y'all didn't do no favors.
Yeah, we know as college educated people, there are some people that will screw for grades. And to me, and this is just my opinion, she comes off to me as somebody who basically will do strange for the change for the grades and whatever. Because like I said, her political career started a certain way. And for somebody who went to Howard University, and I'm not disparaging HBCUs. My son went to an HBCU. My niece went to an HBCU. I'm not disparaging HBCUs or sororities or fraternities. But that product that I saw, I am embarrassed. I am embarrassed for those institutions. Because if that is the best you're going to put on the field, wow, I don't know what they're doing at these institutions. And the chairman of the DNC, Jamie Harrison, who ran against Lindsey Graham in South Carolina, had got all that money. He was running for senator, and he was projected to win 70%. Lindsey Graham didn't have any money. Lindsey Graham, if you guys go back and look at the YouTube channels, Lindsey Graham was begging for money. That's how much trouble he was in. Jamie Harrison got blown out by Lindsey Graham, got blown out. And so as a consolation prize, they put this Negro as head of the DNC. Under his tutelage, these are supposed to be the best of the best in our community. Demetra, no wonder we're at the bottom of the economic system if this is our best. They put this Negro at the head of the DNC. He has led them to a wipeout. And then guess what? Last weekend, he announced he's exiting his position as head of the DNC. Man, when the ship goes down, the rats really do start fleeing.
Yeah, it's like, are you stepping down, or they tell you need to get on out of here? You know what I mean? But, bringing up Kamala, as a woman, it's my duty to defend her honor. And now, if some of y'all below your tops, I've always said this about Kamala, and I'll say it again. Kamala, if she was smart, and I believe that she is, because I don't think that it takes a dumb woman to get to where she is, even if she sold some WAP, okay? If she sold some WAP, gave some WAP away to a teacher, Willie Brown, whoever, she did it, and look where she got. She damn near became the most powerful woman, one of the most powerful women in the world. So I'm never gonna knock her. But if I were Kamala, I would write me a book, ladies. This is how I did it, and you could do it too, right? Because as I said, a lot of women out there giving it away for free, letting Ray and Pookie hit, for a trip at the Golden Corral, and they want you to leave a tip. You know what I'm saying? But Kamala was like, oh no. And I say this to people all the time. I guarantee there's not one man on this earth, white, black, green, yellow, whatever, that's broke will say that they ever did spend any time with Kamala. Because Kamala don't strike me as the type of woman that'll give a broke man mentally, physically, financially, or any of that her time. She knew what, or who to be going with, right? So I'm never mad at her for that.
There's just a ceiling to it. There's just a ceiling to it, but she did she did well. She did
a ceiling opposed to what? You laid on your back for Ray Ray and Pookie, and they put some babies in. You chasing them down, talking about some child support. You lay down with Ray Ray and Pookie for a Happy Meal, some Little Caesar pizza, Netflix, and chilling, and you ain't seen the sucker since. I'm just saying. I think she ought to write a book for real, ladies. Use your WAP to get to the top. That ought to be a book. You know what I'm saying? Because I come from the generation of women. I'm not saying all the women, the girls said no, but God damn it, a lot more of us did back then. A lot of the women I grew up with was like, what you trying to do with that? I don't think so. You know what I mean?
Just spin the bottle. It's just spin the bottle. Come on now.
We can spin the bottle, but I'm going to hit you upside your head with it if you think you're going to try to do anything with me, sucker. That's the generation of women I grew up with. You know what I mean? And Kamala's not that much older than me. She's what, 6 years, well, 7.
She's 60. Yeah, she's 60.
Yeah, so she's roughly 6, 7 years older than me. So it's roughly the same generation. But, I don't knock Kamala. I don't, because all the things she could have did with her WAP, she did that. So ladies, if you want to, because somebody asked me that once. What do you think, the women can, what kind of inspiration can they take from Kamala? I said that what I'm about to say you ain't gonna like. Stop giving your WAP away for nothing. If you're gonna give it away, get to the second highest position in the United States of America with your WAP, sis. And listen, I know that's kind of brash. It seems to be uncouth for a lady like me, but I'm not gonna lie. As I always say, I'll tell you a story, but I'm not gonna lie to you. Okay, ladies, you want to take any inspiration from Kamala? Be like, oh no, Pookie, no, I wish I would, Pookie, but show me where the man at the kingmaker. Show me where the Willie Browns is at. Willie Brown is over 30 years older than Kamala. You think she was running around with him because she just liked him? Or was she like Shanae? Huh? All right. You like this dress, Willie? I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Like I said, I'm not messing with her hustle. I mean, that was a mean hustle game. But again, it does show that there's a ceiling to it. So there, unfortunately, there's a ceiling because you got to eventually do the job. And ever since she's lost the election, we haven't heard one word from Kamala. Well, what do you think actually is going on with that?
She went back in the kitchen, making them washtub greens. That's where she went. I mean, I'm saying, why should she be special? I'm saying she's not, but the vice presidents typically, I think she did more than most vice presidents did in modern day history. But I think Kamala did as much as she did is because Joe Biden wasn't capable. I mean, we seen the man walk off into the Amazon forest the other day. It's like, where's this man going? Where is he going? He just wandered off.
But I'm telling you, I was with Joe in the Situation Room, and he's sharp as a tack. Those were her words.
Yeah, but then we saw her out there more because he probably was sharpening a tack. They was keeping him busy. I'm just saying, so I'm never gonna be mad at Kamala. I didn't like her politics, but God damn it, if she don't write a book, I'm gonna buy it. I'll buy it. Really? You had to do that with Willie Brown? Oh.
Keep hoeing to the top. Wasn't there a song like that?
Listen, I'm not that type of woman, but I get it. Okay. I'd rather let a Willie Brown treat me like a trampoline than downtown, low down Willie Brown that can't. Matter of fact, he got to come see me with a bus pass. I'd rather let Willie Brown
pull up in his Ferrari,
Williams, right, or whoever, all these other men. I'd rather, if it's the case of who would you rather? Oh, it's gonna be Willie Brown. I know he smelled like Geritol, but it's gonna be him.
Been gay. They're very popular.
Geritol, all the tolls you can think of.
Old Spice,
mothballs. Your mothballs, and I mean that in so many ways, Kaye. Your mothballs have to be on me. I know that you're going to take me places that I've never been. Yes, I will shower like that of Jada Pinkett and set it off. I will. I will. But it's not going to be for nothing. As I said, I guarantee you, you can search high and low, but you will not find no man that didn't have nothing going on that hopped up and down on Kamala at all. You ain't hopped up and down on Kamala. Okay? As much as you got going on, she's like, nah, boo, take me to the king. Take me to the queen maker. Okay? Take me somewhere where I'm gonna be able to make some stuff shake.
But baby, if she gave me the money, I would have won. You know, she would have won if she was in the black media. But
she went to the wrong black media. Like I said, she had some policies and stuff, some good things to say. She could have paid us a couple of bucks to come on here and we interview her and ask her some questions. She didn't want to do that. She went and wasted money. And I'm telling you, what it was to throw these Negroes a bone. That's what that was here.
Well, we do know this. She did pay people to troll people that weren't speaking the Democratic line. We do know that.
I mean, if that's true, we've seen a couple of them come over here. You know, they come over here even now and then, but they got the razor blades and lemon juice. I hope the little money that Kamala gave them was worth what they got when they tried to troll. I hope it was. I hope they got their money's worth. You know what I mean? But again, never gonna be mad at Kamala for using that whatever it was. She got her juju.
And I wish these older sisters, you guys would teach these younger girls to use what they got to get what they want to get to the top. That's how it should be. That way, men would be more selective in what we're trying to get into.
My thing is just the premise is if you're out there doing it, don't do it for these suckers that's, you know, ain't got nothing going on, that ain't got a, you know, they in their 50s and 60s, they ain't got no place to live, they going from pillar to post, you know what I'm saying, they ain't got a whole lot going on, the rabbit getting old, all they doing is just internet surfing, looking for their next big fat victim and all that other stuff, you know what I'm saying, Get with a man that's got something going on. The same thing for men. Get with you a woman that's got something going on. Don't get with you a headache. You know, as they say, a bad bee is a bill. That's all she is. She's a bill. Get you somebody that's got something going on. I ain't saying they got to be building monuments and stuff. That'd be nice. Whatever. Just get you somebody that, you know, y'all can rub two nickels together and y'all can make something happen. That's what I'm saying. So Kamala, I'm never going to be mad at you for that. Never. But Roland, on the other hand, I'm mad that you didn't sell yourself to the highest bidder. Because Kamala gave you 350,000, 350,000, however that was, and that's a drop in the bucket compared to what she gave everybody else. Everybody else knew their worth. You did not know your worth. And you allowed her to give you just to, you know, either somebody give you, as a kid, you're on the playground and say, can I have some of your candy? They don't want to give it to you, but they give you a little, you know, like, here. There you go. Now don't ask me for no more. That's what they did. So maybe next time around, you know, he'll understand his worth. And, you know, and Al Sharpton, he put on some fishnets too. He said it was the National Action Network, his organizations. But come on, man, you think we was born yesterday? We know you sit at the helm of that. We know some of that trickles down to you as it should, right? But don't try to lie to kick it like you didn't. Oh, I didn't benefit. You would lie. You put on the fishnets for Kamala too. Not the fishnets like the escort service, like the Ashley Madison type. You the kind that, like I said, was on Bissonnette, Hollywood Boulevard, University if you're from Riverside, California, G Street if you're from San Bernardino. Okay, you put the fishnets on for that type of action. I'm just saying, do what Kamala would do. So, Donovan, anything before we get out of here?
All I'm saying is, at the end of the day, the fear mongering that is continuing to be pushed by the Democratic Party, you lost. You lost not because of the voter, you lost because of your policies. You've got to overwhelmingly, you lost the popular vote. So now Trump has a mandate to do what he needs to do. All I'm telling you guys, if you're a Democrat, if you're whatever, think for yourselves. Just think for you. Use your basic common sense. If you actually believe the Constitution is going to be torn up on January 20th, why would he need to wait till January 20th to do it? Most dictators in history that I'm aware of, they take care of the government. They take over the government now, not then. So use your common sense. Don't fall for all this trickery. Ask yourself this, and this is how I became a recovering Democrat. I asked myself, is it possible what they're saying is true? That's it. That's all I asked myself. Is it possible? And if it is, I say, wow, that's different. Think for yourselves. Don't let the media tell you. Think for yourself. That's it.
Absolutely. And with that, we're going to get out of here. We'll see y'all at 5 p.m. Central Time, probably give or take, because I just realized it was 2:30. So it's going to take me a second to get this up and running. But we'll be back on about 5 or so. We're going to actually talk about that. The fear mongering. Are you scared? I'm not. Anyway, we'll see y'all in a little bit. Peace.